Hey, hello. I just wanted to show a collection here of smaller multi-tool type of devices, with knives on them. They all don't have pliers. Some of them do, most of them do here, but obviously there's Swiss Army knife in here. So anyhow, this one is I don't even know which one, the Leatherman Style CS. So it has a little blade, little clip blade. Nice little blade, actually. This is basically to me, or no, this one isn't, but I'll show you in a second one that is like a Swiss Army knife by Leatherman. Anyhow, so you got the nice little chisel ground blade. It also has a nail file with a small kind of flathead, but these things, you can't get any torque really, so it's for small stuff. Carabiner, right there, could maybe act as a bottle opener. I haven't tried it. Possibly, though. Usually the Leatherman carabiners do. And of course, nice pair of scissors. Not bad. I haven't really tested these, and I saw a video by a buddy here, by Wayne from Tucson, who had a video about not very good Leatherman scissors. But these ones seem pretty good. That's just paper, mind you, but they cut, so those are decent. I think this also, yeah, it has tweezers tucked in there. Not too shabby. Okay, so that's that one. And this one right here, same everything except no knife. The scissors are like a small version of the scissors, and Leatherman actually messed this up when they made it. See the nail nick for the scissors there? It's actually covered. It's on the wrong side. They didn't reverse the scissors for making this one, because this was kind of just a copy of that one, except with scissors added in. Let's test these scissors out too. A few pieces of paper here. Not bad. So my Leatherman scissors seem decent, but I do have a pair of juice scissors that are quite choppy, and they're not the greatest. But anyhow, so there's the scissors with the nail nick on the wrong side, so it's kind of, you have to dig your way in there. Same everything else though with the nail file. No knife though. The scissors replaced the knife spot, and then you have instead pliers on the inside, just like a Leatherman Squirt pliers. So that's a decent one. I think this is meant for, it was meant for airplanes before, I guess, the TSA or whatever you call it in the US made their change to allowing small pocket knives now. And this one right here, the Leatherman, just the Leatherman Style, is the one that at first I didn't realize it, but then later I did, that it basically is a Leatherman Swiss Army knife, because all you have is the knife. Nice little tool, actually. I haven't really carried this. I might consider that though. The knife, nail file with a little flathead, just like on a Swiss Army knife, and it's got scissors too. So this is basically a Swiss Army classic. And I don't know, this one doesn't have tweezers or a toothpick, so I don't really know why you would choose this over a classic Swiss Army classic Swiss Army classic. This is a Swiss Army classic, except without the toothpick and tweezers, because it's the aluminum version. But you get the same. I mean, the blade, I guess, is a little bigger on the Leatherman here. Not by a lot though, really. Maybe a little sturdier, but yeah, you're basically getting the same exact thing in it's just a thicker, bulkier package. I mean, even if you got one with I don't have it with me, but even if you got one that had it's still thicker even than this is like a Wenger one. That's thicker anyways than a Victornox, but anyways, yeah. But it's still pretty decent, but you don't get the toothpick or the tweezers, and it's pretty thick. So I would just choose the Victornox Classic personally. But anyways, Leatherman Style. It's still nice though. This is a Swiss Army MiniChamp. This one's cool. This has a ton of stuff. This is like a cuticle pusher, I think. I think that's what that is. Or no, this is the pharmaceutical spatula, I believe. Little letter opener blade. Or no, that's the nail cleaner and nail file. Got the orange peeler, I believe. You could probably use it as a package opener too, retail package opener. And of course it's got the small flathead with a little ruler there too. And this one has a pen you can push out. I love the Swiss Army knives with the pen. Toothpick or no, just tweezers, no toothpick. The pen replaced that on this MiniChamp. But it does have scissors too, and like a small flathead magnetic, or Phillips magnetic with a bottle opener and a wire bender. Main blade. Nice little Victornox scissors, of course, with their little replaceable spring in there. Just excellent. So this is a really cool one, and this even isn't much thicker than the Style. So, and it's not really, it's definitely like, you know, 2 or 3 times the weight, but they don't weigh much to begin with. So that's a cool little one. Maybe a little heavy for a keychain, but decent nonetheless. So that's the Victornox MiniChamp. And then you got, this is the Leatherman Micra. This one's pretty cool, but I'm not crazy about it. It's got the scissors, nail cleaner, and nail file. Flathead. That's a decent flathead, actually. Pretty robust. Not bad. And a blade. None of this locks, but you can close it when they're open, so I guess you could sort of semi-lock it like that. Bottle opener with a small flathead. A Phillips. Well, it's meant for Phillips. It's like one of those 2-dimensional Phillips. And pretty big pair of tweezers there. So this one's pretty cool. I've never really used it though, but it's not bad though. And it's got a ruler too on the outside for when you open it up. This is the Gerber Curve. Gerber Curve. I'm not crazy about this. I don't really trust the locking mechanism on it, but it's got a decent sized blade actually, considering what you're getting. It's got one of those pullback kind of locks. And then it's got these 3 kind of screwdrivers there, with one has a file on it. Not crazy about this thing. And the bottle opener, that's decent to have on there, and carabiner. This is a Swiss Tech Utili-Key. This isn't bad. A little awkward opening the knife carefully because you don't really have anything to grab onto except the knife. But once it's open, it's decent. It's not really paper cutting sharp, I don't think. I'll try. No, I didn't think so. It's more like a tearing type of thing, but it'll cut boxes open and stuff. You know, it's got the little chisel ground edge there. Not very sharp, but it's sharp enough to do some kind of cutting. Excuse me. Small Phillips there. Bottle opener, looks like. Yeah, might be awkward to use, but it's there. And then when you open it like this, just halfway you've got a little flathead there and a smaller flathead there. Small flathead and other flathead there. So it's not bad. It's not bad. And you clip it onto your keys like that. So then when you want to take it off of your keys, it's like on there, and then you just, when you open it, I don't know, I've just always found this awkward to use, so I never really carried it much. I tried it for a bit, but you see how that opened up, so then when you want it, put it back in your keychain like that. It stays closed for sure very well. This is the little Swiss Army knife I just showed you with the little knife, the little nail file, and little flathead, and then the scissors. And the plastic handled ones have a toothpick and tweezers. Here's the most popular probably. Maybe the Gerber Dime is getting up there now in popularity, but the Leatherman Squirt PS4 with a little blade. Same blade as on those other ones I showed you, the Styles. Nice file. Double-sided. And then it's got the little 2D Phillips. Little flathead and bottle opener. These are all decent, but you can't really get much torque at all, so you can't really use them for any kind of real job, just small stuff, like little, maybe like a Game Boy or electronics like that, you know, opening up like the back of a digital clock, or like a, you know, something like that for putting in the battery, the backup battery, stuff like that. Other than that, they're not that useful. Wire cutters and pliers. Good plier head on these. I use these to pull out the string out of weed whackers that have where you just feed in the pre-cut lengths of string. I use these to pull out the ones after they break down, you know, to where they don't cut anymore. I've used those to pull out the used little bits. And I use my Gerber Dime a lot for that too. I kind of switch between these two just to give them both a bit of use. Probably been using this one a lot more lately, the Gerber Dime. Seems to carry a bit better in my pocket for some reason. Easier to grab with the little bottle opener. It's just something to just define it in your pocket when you're feeling around with your hand in your pocket. It's just something to just really grab, I guess. It just seems to help like that. I've noticed that anyways. Good bottle opener on that. I've used that before. This has that retail package opener. This works incredibly well, actually. You just kind of stick it into the plastic clamshell and just rip it down, and it really works well. Little blade. When you sharpen this up, like if you just hit it on like a ceramic rod a little bit, it actually gets a decent little edge on it. These are the scissors. These aren't crazy good. I'm not that. I mean, this piece of paper folded a few times. You know, they're decent, but they just don't open very wide, and I don't know. They'll cut, you know, string or little things like that, but not too crazy about them. I mean, I've noticed with like my Victornox classics and stuff, like I can like if this is embarrassing, but I can like trim some nose hairs a little bit with them. These you wouldn't have much luck. I'm sure it probably could be done, but the tip isn't very precise or sharp at the tip. I don't know, the Victorinox are just much better, but that's pretty obvious. And of course the pliers. These wire cutters are not good at all. I have tried those. They're not good for really anything. Unfortunately, it could just be a dud on mine, but I do like the tips on the pliers though, how that's flat there. Almost like tweezer-like. So this is great. I like the Gerber Dime. And oh, it's got, of course, the Phillips here, and it looks like you can't really use the file or the Phillips that well, but if you open it up, oh, yeah, there we go, then you can definitely get into the file a little better and use the Phillips a little better, so I noticed that. So that's another 2D Phillips and a little flathead. This is pretty good for scraping things actually too, just little bits. That's it, aside from the tweezers that are kind of hidden in there. Decent little tweezers, not very strong or anything, but they're tweezers for sure. This is the Gerber Bear Grylls compact multi-tool. It's got same thing basically as a clutch. It's the Gerber Clutch here. It's got a little 2D Phillips again, little bottle opener and flathead, nail cleaner and file, blade, small flathead, not very useful at all. It's pretty blunted at the end, and little pretty crummy tweezers, but they work, I guess. And then this is basically the same, except you got the blade and then you got the tweezers and the small flathead, and then the bottle opener and the 2D Phillips, but then you have a serrated blade. And I wish more of these mini multi-tools actually used a serrated blade for their little blade, because you just get more cutting power with the smaller blade when it's serrated, I find, in my experience. So I would like to see that actually. And of course, same plier head. These wire cutters actually work better than on the Dime. I don't know why they couldn't have just done the same thing with the Dime, but anyway, so those are the same. And then the Gerber Vice, they have a splice too that has scissors instead of pliers inside. I like this one better than the Clutch. Yeah, it's pretty good. Same pretty much thing, a little more compact. I think both of these are discontinued. The Gerber now makes the Dime exclusively, I believe, for their mini multi-tools. It's got a little blade. And then this one also has a serrated blade, so I like that. I like it. This serrated blade is sharper than the straight blade in this tool. So, and then this one has a bit of a different. It's got this kind of bottle opener that kind of grabs on both sides, and then it's got the little flathead and an even smaller flathead there. So, and then you got a little 2D Phillips too with the files. So that's it. That's just kind of a little selection of smaller kind of multi-tools. Yeah, long kind of video, but I did manage to squeeze in quite a few of those. So yeah, thanks for watching the video, and I'll catch you later. Bye.